We are live.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, let me just make sure the chat's working.
Got
Hey, Pete's Little Homestead and Samantha, how are you guys doing? Oh, it's good to see you. It's been a little while. We were out of the country last week. And
a couple weeks now.
Yeah. You have a dog.
Same dog issues, though. That hasn't changed.
Does not change. I'm just going to wait for some people to jump on. Hello, Lanice's Life. How's it going? And then if you guys can just remind me your names and your locations, where you're joining from. How is spring arrived where everybody is? I know it's not really here yet. It's kind of late, but okay. He's calmed down a little bit. Thanks, Samantha. How are you doing? I saw your video earlier today. So fun. Nashville, Tennessee. Cancun was very nice.
Cancun was great.
The water was super warm, very blue.
Very clear.
Very clear. Yeah, we did get some color for sure. A little bit of tan. I'm so pale here in New York most of the time. So
yeah.
We were there for just 4 days. It was a pretty quick trip, but it was all expenses were paid for. So it was really wonderful. And our place, everything went well here while we were gone. And we had a farm sitter look after our place for us. And
yeah, it was just really relaxing. It was nice just to kind of let go of all of the things we've been thinking about for the most part here, and
yeah,
spend
absolutely.
some time in the warmth, soaking in the sun.
Yeah, it was a really good birthday trip. But we're back and we're busy. We have a lot of things to do this spring. Hey Dolly, how's it going? Pete's in Kentucky. I bet Kentucky's spring. I bet it's warming up there.
Seems like it was really warm in some of the videos we've seen.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we're kind of stuck in the 50s here.
Not the year, but
yeah, 50-degree temperatures, which is hard because you can't.
Well, at least you guys can see exactly what's going on right back there.
Yeah.
All of the chaos is happening behind us right now.
The cats.
The cats are chasing each other. Teddy is going crazy because of it.
Yep. Yeah, we can't do a lot of planting because 50 degrees isn't quite warm enough for those things that, like peppers and tomatoes, which I have so many of, and they're taking up every room in the grow room. So
yeah. Not only has it been 50, but it's just been pretty dreary too.
Windy and chilly.
Pretty overcast, and we've had rain pretty much every day for the most part.
Yeah, lots of grass growing, that's for sure. Dolly just rototilled the beds, and you're planting next week. That's so exciting.
Nice.
You must be really looking forward to that. So you do raised beds, right? I think I saw that somewhere. So that's exciting. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to plant some tomatoes tomorrow under some row cover that I have had set up for a couple days now. So the soil should be warmed up a little bit. I'm going to plant some tomatoes there, and then the rest of it's probably not going to get planted. Maybe some next week, test it out, but most of it, honestly, I'm thinking most of it's going to be late May, which is a bummer, but can't control the weather. So yeah. Yeah, our cats are pretty cute, Samantha, aren't they? One of them's on the counter, I think, back there. Oh, there's one that just ran by.
And there's the.
Yeah, they were just taking a nap with me because I have a headache, so they were laying on the couch with me. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had really.
That'll do it.
We tilled last year. Just our main garden bed, the only really garden bed that we had at the time, which was like a 30 by 50 square plot. And we tilled it up, and it got so overtaken by weeds, that
we kind of just gave up on it.
I just totally gave up on it. Yeah. Hey Megan, how's it going? I saw that you planted your garden. That was really exciting to see. I'm a little jealous, but also really happy for you. How is everything doing after you planted it? Hey Laura, you're gonna set up your raised beds tomorrow. I bet it's getting warm in California. It's still chilly here. Late spring, I think. It was like an early spring and now it's a late spring. Hey Ecocentric Homestead, how's it going? Yeah, we're just plugging away now that we got back from our vacation. There's a lot of things we need to do this spring and no real big trips planned or anything like that. So a lot of projects. Wow, that's awesome. Did you guys get some warmth, Megan? Because our peas and none of our lettuces are doing that insane. They're germinating, but they're not really growing all that much yet. So just a little cold, a little too, not enough sun either. We haven't had a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ecocentric, 2 years is a weed fight. Yeah, it is. It's kind of a commitment to make sure you're really getting all of that, those top seeds. They're all germinating, so you're trying to get them all out of the ground. Our biggest thing is dandelions. It's honestly really the only major weed that we've noticed in the beds that we mulched really thickly. So let's see.
I think it's typically one of the only weeds that would have been growing up with the grass still there.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So where we tilled, we have tons and tons of different weeds growing, right? But where we just did the mulch is just dandelions, which is pretty much the main weed that was growing with the grass. So hello, Providence Homestead. What are you guys up to this week? We're picking up some llama poo on Saturday. I'm guessing that's for your garden. And 85 to 90. What? That's crazy because you guys aren't even that far from us, right? Like 5-6 hours maybe.
Where? What state are they in?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
You guys are outside of DC, right? That's so crazy. It's been so cold here.
Yeah.
Like not freezing. Not below freezing, but 40s, 50s.
Just like slightly below average.
One day was a 70-degree day, but it's been below average for sure. Making a scarecrow. That's cool. Yeah, let's see. Laura, yeah, I agree. They bring in the pollinators, but at a certain extent, like they're kind of a pain because they take up so much space and a lot of nutrients. So we have so many dandelions in the garden. So, okay, yeah, Dolly, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. It's just, I can only wait so long because we already have a short enough season as it is. So, ow.
Okay, sorry for my distraction here.
So I'm going to try to use row cover where I can and plant. And then as long as it's in the high 40s at night, I'll go ahead and plant the tomatoes if the days are warm enough. Just putting it down. Low 70s where you are, Providence. Remind me where you guys are at. Let's see. 30s to 50s here too. Yeah. North Star Prep Center. Yep. In the north.
The dandelions
It's
hurt?
cold. What?
Is that what we're talking about? Sorry. And they hurt.
The dandelions, Laura? Is that what you're saying? Because they're kind of spiky? We have this awful weed. It's called thistle, I think. And the weed itself has thorns all over it. And it's just a pain. So I do that, yeah. I'm not using a digging fork. I don't think I have that specific tool unless that's just a general tool.
Isn't that the thing that I was using the other day?
I don't know, but I've been just using a spade because, yeah, to get those roots out. To not miss thistles, yeah. I know I've heard thistle is good medicinally, but when you have horses, it's a pain.
And dogs.
Anything that it can get caught in the fur, it's just such a pain. And Providence Farmstead, yes, I want one of those too, but they're all sold out because Roots and Refuge and Jess is very popular, and of course, people want to buy it, and they sold out. So, yeah, I definitely want one of those if I can, because we will sometimes have like small trees that have grown up, and I just need to cut them down real quick. V in it, dandelions and other rooted weeds. Yeah. We did a lot of weeding this weekend to prep the beds. It was not fun. It's never fun, right? Because it's
No.
so overwhelming, but it's always rewarding after the fact. And we mulched one of our beds that was the worst in terms of weeds, and that's going to be a whole bed for strawberries. So it's like 50 feet long and probably about 5 to 6 feet wide. So it's just going to be strawberries. And then I don't know, does anybody know? So can you transplant strawberries so that they spread too far out? Could we dig them up and move them if we decided to change their location? I'm just curious because I don't know. I know we want to plant some in our future food forest once we get that mulched, but haven't done that yet. Let's see. Burdock. Huh. We probably have that, honestly. If you saw it when you were in New York, I just don't know what it looks like on the top of my head.
On the top of your head?
Let's see. Yeah, we're doing no-till. We're doing Back to Eden, and we're doing some Roost Out, kind of a mix of the two as well. So Dolly says we can move strawberries, but we might not get fruit. So we might not get fruit the first year. Okay. Is that what you mean? But we will get fruit like the following year?
Yeah, that would suck to not get fruit at all.
Yeah. Well, so the strawberries that we have are from last year, so we didn't plant any new ones yet. Let's see. Okay, everyone's saying we can do that. So maybe if it grows out of control, we can just move some of it to the food forest. Bok choy. Our bok choys are really little still. They're really little. I just fertilized them yesterday. Hey, Abby, how's it going? Brenda, I don't know about burdock. Honestly, it probably bothers us, but I just don't know what it's called. Let's see. I wanted to respond. Oh, so the no-till that we're doing. So part of the no-till gardening is, for us, we're doing Back to Eden and we're doing Roost Out, but then some of the beds are a mix between the two, where we have like our cardboard and then we have rotted hay and then we have wood chips on top of that, because the rotted hay is already like composting. It's already started composting from the goat pen, and so it's adds some nice, I don't know, nice good stuff to the ground. And Megan, yeah, you have some great Back to Eden beds. Somebody was saying something. I sent somebody your way recently because they were looking for some advice on Back to Eden in suburban area, and I love the way you've set up your beds. They look really nice. So ecocentric. So ecocentric likes thistle and burdock. That's funny, but everybody else is like, nope. How are you doing, Abby? Are you feeling better from your headache? Oh, that's burdock, Brenda, because that's the thing we hate. So maybe we don't hate thistle. That's exactly the thing.
For some reason, I did think that we didn't.
Round sticky balls is exactly what burdock is, and it's
also exactly what YouTube tries to block as a comment.
What? Oh, round sticky. It's really funny. Your comment got blocked, and we had to share it. Let's see. I forgot to say hi to somebody. Katie. Oh, Katie the cowgirl. Hello. Nice to see you. Wasteland Acres, you're building your first raised bed this weekend. So no gardens yet, and this is your first one. That's awesome. What are you guys going to be planting in the garden? Abby, great question. So I did some work on the garden before I left. I fertilized everything with rabbit manure, and I weeded some stuff, and then I also put row cover over the cabbage that were looking pretty sad, and over some of the broccoli, and there was also some like pak choy in there. So I put row cover over that area, and when I got back, it was looking really good. So some of the cabbage, I mean, it's still really small, and a lot of the cabbage that was damaged is still really small, but it is growing new leaves, and some of it looks really good. So that's exciting. I think the row cover is helping keep them protected while they're kind of making a comeback. I also noticed that the brassicas in the other garden, in the original part of the garden, are doing really well, and some peas and radishes have come up. They're not looking great, but I'm having a hard time direct sowing in the wood chips. I'm trying to direct sow in the soil below, but I'm just having a hard time, especially with those tiny seeds. So Megan, I would love to hear how you direct sow in your Back to Eden garden, because it's hard. I don't know, maybe you had a hard time the first year and then got used to it, but it's been a challenge. Our trees are doing really well, Laura. I just went out and checked on them yesterday. I kind of walk around the garden, the food forest, like almost once every evening, just to see how things are going, and they're doing really well. Things are budding.
Everything's budding. I think every single tree is budding.
Yeah, every tree is budding. Every tree's alive. The bushes are coming to life. I noticed the raspberry bushes were starting to come to life. So that's really exciting. The only thing that's not doing well is the blackberry bushes, but I'm not too concerned about that because we have a lot of wild blackberry and it's pretty easy to get a hold of. So
yeah,
we only had 5 little plants and not really worried about that. The only ones that I was more concerned about were, I was really just concerned about the fruit trees because those are the ones that are the most expensive, but the hazelnuts are really starting to come to life, definitely. You scatter on the wood chips and you water them in, and they don't have issues with nitrogen issues. That's so interesting to me because mine are having nitrogen issues.
How many years do we know how many years?
Yeah, Megan, how long have you been doing the Back to Eden? And hello, Broussard Homestead. I forgot to say hi. Somebody else was saying something. First raised bed, years and years of gardening. Okay, that's really exciting that you have your first raised bed, Brenda. We have 3 raised beds. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of them because they're so small that I don't think of them as very significant. I am a fan of raised beds. I'm just not a fan of ours. And for us, the amount of space that we want to grow in and the fact that our soil is good, it just doesn't make sense to do raised beds.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. And to fill it up with soil and everything would be way too expensive.
We don't really have a lot of access to rot-resistant woods like a lot of other people on YouTube
do
yeah,
we don't have...
It's not very easy to get those things cheap.
Oh, yeah, like cedar?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. You're talking $200 for like a 4x6 raised bed. Cat soy. Wood chips and termites. I have not heard that's an issue. You know who has some good information on that is James Prigioni. I don't know how to spell his last name.
Prigioni, right?
Prigioni.
Yeah.
He has a food forest in New Jersey, and he talks a lot about using wood chips and is really successful with them. So
his channel's called The Gardening Channel with James Prigioni.
The Gardening Channel with James Prigioni, but I don't know how to pronounce his. If you just search The Gardening Channel with James, it will come right up probably. Hey, Kira, I was just watching your video. I didn't get a chance to finish it because I had to jump on here. But how are your chickens doing? How are your quail doing? How is the rain going? And hello, Garden Love. Nice to have you here. So that's exactly what I did, Megan, and I still had issues. So maybe it was something abnormal. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe it's just our grass hasn't died off enough yet either.
No, that was in the old garden.
Oh, sorry.
James Prigioni. Just the name you're trying to find. Yeah, I don't think that's how you spell it though, right?
It doesn't look familiar, but.
Is that it?
He always pronounces it Prigioni, I think, but.
I don't want to click anything. I feel like I'm going to get lost. Do not do raised beds, mounds on the ground. Yeah, so you just add to the soil. That's what we want to do. We want to do like this swale. What's it called?
Like a swale and berm.
Swale and berm, kind of.
Setup.
Yeah. $800 for cutting down a couple trees. That's a lot. That's a lot. Interesting, Megan. Yeah, I imagine further south, we don't really have termites here. I don't think they can survive the winters here.
There's definitely, I'm sure, termites. I don't think it's a very common problem.
I've never, you know what?
They infest trees that you would be cutting down, and it's not common to see them in trees.
Yeah.
That end up in wood chips. So.
Yeah, and I'm from California, and I'd always see the houses tented from termite damage, and I haven't seen that at all here. So.
Yeah, I really don't think it's probably too much of a concern. It's probably pretty unlikely that you're going to get a tree that's been chipped up because of termites. Mostly it's just wind damage and trying to get trees away from power lines, and that's why they get chipped up.
Yeah, totally. You do swales. They work great. Abby, I can't wait to see your garden this year. Somebody else said something. Well, thank you, Chris, from Wasteland Acres. Glowing skin. Actually, my skin's been kind of in rough shape lately, but I think that's because I had many.
I'm not glowing. I'm just reflecting.
Yeah, he's reflecting from these greens. Like, he doesn't get the pleasure of being able to wear foundation like I do, so his skin reflects more, right? We have ants. Yeah, somebody asked if we had ants.
Yep. We always get lots of ants this time of year.
Yeah, we have a lot of ants
in
our house.
Yeah, we haven't started getting the big ones in our house yet, but we're dealing with the small ones right now.
Doop boop doo. Trying to see what's going on here. Yeah, Megan knows all about upstate New York, right?
Kira had some flash flooding in their area, looks like.
Kira, that sounds miserable.
A lot of garage
tornadoes
flooded
on Tuesday. Oh, well, I'm glad it's gone. I bet you're really glad it's gone. And I still need to learn all about kombucha from you because I really want to make some. Thank you, Samantha, for posting that link. Yeah, he's cool. I really like him. Very inspirational for us because that's pretty close to our climate, New Jersey. How long ago did we move out of, not we, he never lived in California. I moved out of California 2015. Not 2013.
Nailed it.
So I've been here for 4 years. Whiskey Festival in the Highlands. That sounds fun. I want to hang out with you at the Whiskey Festival. Peppermint oil for ants. Oh, you know what I was going to try? Cinnamon. I wanted to try cinnamon. Yeah, because I heard that you can do that for something John Krasinski, apparently.
Well, that's quite a compliment.
Sound.
Well, I mean, it's still a compliment. I feel like he doesn't sound bad.
He doesn't sound. That's funny.
I'm halfway to being John Krasinski.
Let's see.
Thank you, Abby's kids.
Hello. Hello. Somebody's here from Germany. Welcome. West or East Coast better? Well, I don't think it's one's better than the other, but I kind of have the mentality of love the place you live. So I loved California, kind of. I mean, growing up, I always wanted to leave, but that's just because, I mean, as a kid, you always think things are better somewhere else, but at least I did. So I love California. I love going back to California, but then I just love life here too. So I could live both places. I think if I lived there, we wouldn't have this lifestyle because it wouldn't be feasible. He's just trying to lay down. He always does that. Yeah, so I love both places. Josh, welcome. And I was also watching your video earlier. How have you gotten any sprouts from the tomatoes yet? It's pretty exciting. And it was really cute that your daughter watched after the greenhouse and all the plants for you. I love that. People are talking about some pest control, cinnamon. Yeah. Are you heading out, Katie? Thanks for being here. Brenda, let's see. If we moved next, where would we move?
That can't be
that
right.
was accidental, probably. Let's see. Where have we talked about moving?
From here?
Yeah.
We've talked about Colorado, Washington.
We don't talk about Colorado.
What do you mean? What have we talked about ever moving to?
Actually, the places I really like is I'm really obsessed with Washington.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Washington. That's the most recent thing on top of my
Washington,
head,
Oregon. We've talked a little bit about Texas. It does seem like it'd be too dry and too hot, but still talked about it. Tennessee, the Carolinas, but probably leaning towards not doing that because
Colorado was definitely there at some point. I don't know why she's denying it.
I don't really remember. I feel like
it was probably one of the first places we were talking about moving. But
I know. I think that was an accident, Rose. I have a feeling.
Forgotten Way Farms is against essence.
Yeah. So this is some of the places we've talked about. I really love the Pacific Northwest because of you get some of the seasons, but you get the greenery and the mountains, and it's close to California. So that would be nice to be closer to my family. Obviously, we can't be close to both of our families because his family is here and my family is in California. So it's kind of just part of the equation. But yeah, and Dolly, are you in Washington? I feel like that must be right. Yeah, I think I saw that you were in Washington area.
Megan's back.
Megan, you're back. I'm so sorry you were hidden.
Thanks, Rose, for doing that.
Yeah. Okay, so Washington, Oregon. Sorry, I got distracted by a bird. Very distracting.
So happens to have a window behind your computer.
I know, it's like birds and trees, squirrel. Thanks, Rose. Do we have black beans in our area?
Bears.
Black bears. Oh,
Big difference.
I read that as black beans. We do have black beans. I have black beans in the other room. No black bears.
It's very rare. We do
They
have some
exist.
towards Buffalo.
They
and, like
exist.
Niagara Falls and I think that area, but it's not that common to just see them or hear about them.
Yeah. Michelle, we were in Camarillo, so right outside of Thousand Oaks. That's where I went. I went to high school in Thousand Oaks. And black beans. Dolly, I don't know about that. We don't have a lot of money. So I don't know how far it would go in your area. In Washington, where we live in outside of Rochester, is very reasonable cost of living. Like really reasonable.
Yeah. Which
is why we have a farm. So yeah. Maybe one day we'll be able to move to Washington. I definitely want to visit. Definitely, yeah, same as Providence Farm said. I want to visit the Pacific Northwest. I've actually been to Oregon a number of times. We used to go there as a family vacation all the time. And I loved it up there, but I've never been to the more, I don't know. I've been to the really dry parts of Oregon. I haven't been to the really green parts. Instead of mine. Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, sounds familiar, Brenda. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay in the same place for so long though. I don't know. I like it here, but there are some things that aren't going to change in New York. And so yeah, thinking about it for our next place that we would live here until we pay it off, until we are in a financial place where we could buy something and be out of debt. So Kira, yeah, I'd definitely love to visit Oklahoma. Absolutely. And the South isn't out of the equation. It's just so different culturally than anything I'm used to. And also the humidity and heat is so different than anything I'm used to that I think it'll be hard because I actually don't do very well in really, really hot, humid weather. I get headaches, like pretty bad headaches, which is why Georgia might be hard with the humidity and the heat. But I do love the idea of Georgia. I follow some people on Instagram that live in that area, and just seeing their winters is nicer.
Yeah.
Seeing their winters.
Having a long growing season would be really cool.
Growing lots of fruit trees, that would be, I mean, we can grow fruit trees here, but Josh, yeah, you're in the Midwest, so a whole nother part of the country. Virginia. Oh, we've totally talked about Virginia, Megan. Totally talked about Virginia.
Yeah, that's true.
We've talked about Virginia a fair amount. I really like the idea of Virginia because it's similar here, but it's just a little bit
driven through it a few times and it's gotten our minds,
gorgeous.
Our wheels turning.
It's just a little bit longer of a growing season. Like what, you're in zone 7 there? And I feel like here we're 6 and it's pretty good. Like our growing season isn't that short actually. It's like May to November.
Kira's doing everything she can to convince us to be in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Arkansas, it seems really hot and humid. I think that would be really hard for me with my headaches. I used to get a lot of headaches even in California and being outside, so.
Yeah, Laura, my parents are in NY. They're only about 40 minutes from where we live here. They still live in the same house that I grew up in, so.
Let's see. Yeah, guys, where would you move? If you could move anywhere in the country and you had to move, you couldn't stay in your same state, where would you go? grew up in Washington, now you live in California, and you're moving to Oregon. That's so cool, Michelle. What did you think about Washington? Because that's a place I'm really interested in visiting. And yes, I think I've seen in the Facebook group that you're moving to Oregon. What part of Oregon are you moving to? We can move again to southern Missouri. You lived there as a child. That's awesome. That's pretty close to Indiana, isn't it? And yes, Samantha, I agree. Driving through Virginia, you're like, I want to move here. And then you look it up on Zillow and you're like, nope, can't afford it. Providence, Farmstead. In Indiana, you're in zone 6. Awesome. And yeah, if Josh moves to Georgia, we'll move to Georgia.
Wow.
Yep.
There it is.
That's it.
Put it on the board.
At least we'll visit. Brenda, you've been looking at Kentucky and Tennessee on YouTube. A little peek into the idea. A sort of YouTube channel list by state. I think on one of the Facebook groups there might be in the small YouTube
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Small YouTube homesteaders? Small homesteaders of YouTube?
Small
YouTubers and homesteads?
YouTubers, small homesteading.
It's not it.
I know.
There's some Facebook group that has a list. Yeah. Okay. So where are you now, Samantha? You're in Florida now, and then you're going to North Carolina? January is your winter, a month of temps. Yeah, that's what I would imagine. Here, it's like January and February are our winter, like heavy winter. But December and March can be a total bummer too. Basically the same, Megan, from North Carolina to Tennessee. Let's see.
Josh was surprised at how much sway he has.
Josh, you're an influencer. People ask you what you do, you should be like, I'm an influencer. Let's move to Georgia and let's go hang out with Rose. Don't go near DC. Yeah, we're not going near DC. We're not going anywhere where prices are really high because once we pay off this place,
we don't want to take
whatever we get for it, which would be hopefully more than we bought it for, which it should be more than we bought it for. We're not going to want to take out a loan. So it's going to be, and life could be totally different, right? In the next 10 years when that actually is a thing, 10 to 15 years, who knows how long it will take, but life could be totally different. So maybe we'll want to be on a much smaller budget and we'll want to buy something. Maybe we'll stay. Maybe we'll never leave. I don't know. We're in our 20s. We got lots of time. Hopefully we got lots of time. Although if you listen to the podcast by Morgan, I was like, I don't know if we have a lot of time. So Garden Love, you want to move out of California. Where are you guys thinking about moving? And are you trying to move because you want land? You'd go to Maine, Kira. That's a funny. Maine is like one of those places where people are obsessed with, but the short growing season, I think, is the one thing that they have a hard time with.
Yeah.
We would totally move to Maine if it had a longer growing season because we have really good friends there. We have really good friends there, and I would just want to hang out with them all the time.
It's pretty gorgeous up there too.
It is gorgeous, and there's so much space. There's so much open space, and it hasn't been super developed. So everyone loves Rose. I mean, Georgia. Yeah, everybody loves Rose. And peaches and pecans. Although you can have peaches and pecans in New York. So that's cool. Boop, boop, ba-doo. You worked in Tennessee. Yeah, that's another area I'm really interested in.
Tennessee's one of the states that I haven't really visited or driven through at all, I don't think.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I've heard it's gorgeous, and Jen has talked very highly of it.
Yeah. Interesting that you say that, Megan. So where are you guys in Virginia? Because I feel like a lot of people have the assumption that since we're in New York that there's a high cost of living, but you know what this area is like, and you know it's not a super high cost of living. So it's interesting that you say that. Seafood, something about seafood. Oh, in Maine.
Wants seafood in Maine.
It's closer to your dad. Where's your dad? Is he near Maine? I mean, Providence Farm says talking about politics in Maine. Everybody has a different view on politics. So some people are probably happy and some people are probably bummed. Let's see. Love Michigan. The weather. I know. I on a good week, I love where we live. And on a bad week, I'm like, I can't handle this weather. You want some land in a simpler life. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's it's so interesting now when I see like people living a very normal American life. It's like kind of depressing because it's so much of it is about like spending money and how your appearance and all those things. I'm sorry that you have sick kids, Abby. Thanks for being here, and don't worry about it. Not a problem.
Yeah, it was good seeing you.
Quebec. Quebec is in Canada. I know that. And I've heard it's beautiful. Yeah, Brenda, I do the same thing now when I'm looking at real estate online. I look at taxes before I do anything else because that's the biggest issue where we live is the taxes.
Totally.
The property taxes. It's like the highest property in our area. It's the highest property tax of anywhere in the country, really. So it's insane. Let's see. You loved Washington. Southern Oregon, where we spent a lot of time in this town called Sun River. That was really, really fun. 10 degrees warmer in the winter and 10 degrees cooler in the summer. I can get that, Kira. Geography. I'm nailing it. I don't think I even said anything about where things are, but I appreciate that, Josh, because I, as you probably know, am horrible at geography. And it's because I spent my whole life on like the West Coast, and then I moved to the East Coast, and I'm expected to know everything about geography over here, and I don't. Yeah, Providence Farmstead. Yeah, it's good to know, like, it's good to have an idea of what the culture and the politics are where you're moving and to see if it matches your beliefs and values. I definitely agree with that. And it's hard, though, because it can be so unpredictable, right? Somebody's talking about taxes. You have a home and you pay $1,800 a year. Yeah, we're paying over $10,000 a year in taxes on our house.
Yeah, we have that.
Stop.
Megan said that when she was in Oswego, that she paid equal taxes to mortgage, and that's exactly what we do.
Yep, it's essentially equal.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like even though that's the thing is like when we do get debt free, it's how are we going to want to live in a place where we still have a monthly payment of taxes? Like such a big monthly payment.
Probably won't keep the escrow, so we'll have an annual payment, but we'll have to put it in our savings every month.
Like almost $1,000 a month on your taxes? That's crazy. And just for your house taxes, that's not even, and especially if you homeschool, and then most of that money is going towards your school district, and you don't even send your kids to school. It's like, who wants to do that? It's crazy. Let's see. Never owned a car that was $10K. Interesting fact, Josh. Interesting fact. Fall in the up is amazing. UP, fall in the, I don't know.
UPI.
UPI, what's that? Upper Indiana?
What are we talking about? What state?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember where Chris is.
Peninsula?
Where are you? Chris?
The Upper Peninsula of Iowa.
Absolutely. House is valued. You pay $1,800 in taxes. So yeah, so your house is valued more than ours is, and you're paying basically a fifth of the taxes, which is crazy. I can't understand. Oh, we like salmon fish. I was like, sal on dish. Not sure what that means. Oh, UP is Michigan. That's right. She said she was in Michigan. It's so hard to keep track.
Oh,
there's only 20 people here, and I'm like having the hardest time keeping track. I have no idea how people do it when they have like hundreds of people in their chat. I think we're just gonna give up at that point and be like, nope, no more lives, can't handle it. Mid Michigan, almost to the thumb. Is that like, does it look like this? Or is it like this?
Does it look like a thumbs down, guys?
Is it thumbs down or a thumbs up? Thumbs up?
I think it's probably thumbs down.
No, I think it goes halfway. Like, I think it goes like this.
Meh.
This? I don't know. Which way does the thumb go?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, the Michiganders.
Yeah.
You UPs.
Yeah. Josh, are you still working like crazy hours, or are you going to be home a little bit more? That's my question for you.
Mitten. Okay, that's what I thought. That
Like
was kind of like a mitten.
this.
Yeah, but then curved right here. It's not.
Kiddos are begging for a round of Ticket to Ride.
Ooh, good game.
That's a good game. It's a long game though. So yeah, you're gonna be. Oh, it's a round though. Maybe a round is short, or maybe it's a whole game.
No, I think it's a whole game.
Yeah, you're gonna be playing that game for a few hours. So have fun. You just hold out your hand like a high five. High five. And I also want to visit Michigan. You know what actually made me want to really visit Michigan was watching the Haulers Finding Home video when they like were obsessed with Michigan. I was like, oh, I guess I've never really appreciated Michigan before, and I've never been there, so how can I appreciate it? But made me really, really want to visit for sure. Mackinac Island. Springtime is beautiful. People lose fast with so many littles. I love that. Well, then maybe you'll just have a quick game. When we play, it's like 4 hours. I'm not driving for the Baker Creek Planting Festival. I think it was like 20 hours. It was an insane drive. That's not happening.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I looked it up. And I was like ready to go. But isn't it over Memorial Day weekend? No, it can't be.
You were ready to go? When is it? When is this conversation?
I'm not actually ready to go. I was like, oh, if it's like 10 hours, maybe. It's way more than 10 hours.
Yeah.
I'm horrible at geography. So when I hear Missouri, I'm like, oh, that can't be that far.
It's like 10 hours to the border of North Carolina.
It's far. It's very far. It's this weekend. Yeah, I'm not going. Don't have a flight. I have other stuff to do too. I wish I could go because so many lovely people are going. And yeah. It'll be fun. I really like Baker Creek. And yeah, Michigan does have some cool people. Sorry, I have the hiccups. It's 3.5 hours for you. And you're going this weekend, Kira? You should vlog it. I'm sure you're planning on vlogging it. But oh, also, I should show you guys. Look at this cool thing that Chris built me. You see that? Check it out. This is my new camera compartment thing. And so they're like camera pockets.
That name.
Trademarks, camera pocket.
A camera compartment thing.
Camera compartment thing. So I have my lenses in here, and then in here I have like all kinds of stuff. Like tools and stuff. I have my tripod. So yeah. I was excited to share that because we had a lot of clutter. Because there were lenses everywhere, and there were I mean, I have multiple cameras. So one from when I used to do photography, and then hobby photography, and then the camera that I used to record my videos. So there were cameras everywhere, there were mics everywhere, there were lenses everywhere. It was just a big mess. So, but this little guy up now, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Rose, looking forward to seeing you and everyone in October. I know, I feel like it's so far away though, but it will come up. It will come up faster than we think.
Too fast.
Right?
Because then we'll be
Thanks,
going
Josh.
the other direction.
And everybody's saying good job, so you said thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks.
Try not to steal the show here.
Good night, Kira.
See you, Kira.
Tell everybody that I say hello, especially your little girl. She's so stinking cute. I mean, you should just assemble a team. Josh needs help, and then just assemble a team. You can borrow Chris, as long as you
ship me off to Michigan.
You need to pay me for him, though, because if he's not here, that means that I am going to be doing everything by myself. And
so she's a farm sitter now.
Yeah, so then I become farm sitter, and I have to get paid. So
makes sense.
Yeah. Josh, you should just come visit us, bring your projects with you, and then just take them back. Is he that far? Probably not that far, because we've gone to Chicago before. It's like 12 hours.
Chicago is only 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
Not 12 hours.
No. Hey. But we might, I don't know. I know a lot of people drive to Michigan. They actually go through Canada first. I don't know which route would be fastest to go along the southern border of your
rent. That sounds so wrong. Won't rent you.
But I don't know. Maybe Josh can tell us where exactly he lives, and we can find out.
Josh, where do you live?
Which way is faster?
We're gonna map it. We'll be there tomorrow. We'll help you with your garden. And I really hope you don't take your peach tree out, but if you do, just send it our way.
No.
You do have a room, right?
We have many rooms.
We have 2 guest bedrooms if you ever need a place to stay.
Yep.
One's kind of feminine though.
It's a kid's room.
Actually, both are feminine. So.
One's
One's pink.
One's feminine.
One's hot pink. So you could stay in the pink room. Doop boop doo.
5 or 6 hours isn't that bad, actually.
No. Yeah, because you've been to Buffalo, right?
Yeah, are you measuring that to Buffalo?
Maybe like an hour. Add an hour onto
Yeah.
that. But that isn't that bad at all. I'm surprised. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm like reading this funny. Peaches are worth the extra effort. All you got to do is really get your food forest going. But it depends on, yeah, so if your food forest and your soil is doing really well, your peach tree should perk up. Yes. Come visit
Do it,
us.
Rose.
Yep, just do it. How long would the drive be?
From Georgia?
Yeah, like 15
Probably
hours. I'm doing it right now.
13
Map
or
pressing it.
14.
No, we're not 8 hours from New York City, Samantha. We're about 5 hours.
Josh has been to Strong Museum.
Strong Museum.
Strong. National Museum of Play.
Is that how it goes?
I think that's their old theme song.
Directions to Georgia.
Rose says 18
It
hours.
says can't find a way there.
There's no route. So
There's no route. That's what my phone says.
we can't make it.
I think I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, I'm gonna put in like Georgia. That's so funny. Can't find a way there. Apparently you are over the why?
All the roads are taken out.
Georgia. What town are you near, Rose?
Rose, please give your exact address on the live stream.
The Kids Museum is great there. I actually did a little research study at the Kids Museum. ATL, Atlanta? Wait, you're near Atlanta?
I don't think I realized that.
I didn't realize that. I feel like that's so cool. Oh, hey, Rose. You're not 18 hours. You're only 14 hours.
This guy nailed it.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's not even that bad. And guess what? We could drive through Ohio and Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama. Or no, we don't quite go through Alabama. We could visit those places, though. Stop and visit people on the way.
Good night, Providence Farmstead.
Although it says parking is usually limited, so might not be able to get there.
There's no hospitality.
Yeah, good night, Providence Farmstead. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah, if you're going to New York City and you're driving, Samantha, and you want to drive 5 hours north, you're more than welcome here. Boop boop badoo. Visit. Yeah. If anybody wants to visit, just let me know. We're not very private. Oh, my nose is itchy. Road trip. Yep. We want to do like a road trip, a southern road trip where we can visit at some point, maybe next year or the year after that. I don't know. We'll do like a southern road trip. We'll visit friends from YouTube. Maybe we'll be like Ethan and Sarah and do like trips while our weather sucks here and escape it. Definitely take us up on that. I love company. Boop. Anything else we wanted to share? It's kind of a small group today, which is totally fine. We've been kind of less present, so yeah. Anything with the barn?
Not much going on with the barn. We're working on the roof this weekend.
Yep.
The dormer is done. It's at a point where it's done for now kind of thing. Because I don't really want to do anything else until we do some of the other projects.
No, Josh, I shut that down.
Just being parents,
Because I've already practiced being a parent because I was a nanny for 2.5 years. And it's not very fun. I like kids. I like being a nanny, but I don't know. Not that fun. Because I don't know, when your own kids do something frustrating.
There's a reason we've been able to work as crazy hard as we have to get things done here.
That's
That
true.
would definitely ruin our momentum a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get as much done as we can before we have our own kids. Welcome in Nashville. Well, I'll totally have to take you up on that because I really want to visit Nashville. Just a cat just running by in the background. We're doing roofing also. What are you're working on? Was it? I remember you saying that you're replacing a roof on a building, right? Well, that makes sense because you can't replace a roof on a non-building. Very fun. Very, very, very fun. A lot of work and a lot of safety fun.
It's fun when you
Yeah,
see it
see,
done.
Brenda has the words. Brenda has the words. Kids are more fun when they are yours. Yeah, I think that's partially it, is that when they're yours, the adorable things are even more adorable, and the annoying things are somewhat less annoying. But when they're someone else's, it's just, I don't know. They loud cats. Can you guys take care of that, please? Welcome, Butters. How are you doing, Ashley? I know you were not feeling well earlier this week. And a food forest. Okay, so a food forest, Michelle, is like, if you think about a forest, like you go outside and you see a forest. They don't have a lot of them in California, but they do have some of them. And you see the canopies, the trees that are up high. And then under the canopy, you have some smaller trees. And then you're going to have some bushes and shrubs. And then you have ground cover. You have some things that are growing low on the ground. You have leaves and mulch and all this stuff. It's basically emulating that way of growing, but with things like fruit trees and berry bushes and ground cover like strawberries. You might put flowering herbs and rose bushes and all kinds of things. And so you're basically creating more of like a wild perennial garden. So let's see. You're doing your roof on a house.
That's even more stressful than doing a barn because
Yeah.
it's okay if the barn's not perfect, but the house, I feel like,
Yeah, you want your house to be pretty good.
yeah,
Yep.
I want
That
that
makes
thing
sense.
to be done well and to look good.
Totally. You were at your daughter's band concert when you had the chest pains. Yeah, Rose, you're right. It's not limited to perennials, but it's focused on perennials. Like you can plant annuals in a food forest, but I think the focus is more on the perennials because those are the things that are going to grow up like a forest and create the canopy. So you can plant annuals throughout, but from what I've understood through researching food forests, the focus on perennials. Maybe, let's see.
She's talking about Samantha's
Oh,
comment
being a
about
foster
fostering.
parent. Gotcha. Yeah, Chris and I have talked about that at some point in our lives. Talked a lot about that, adoption and foster and all that. But it's just so hard to predict where our life's going to go. So we'll continue talking about it. But you did it in New York, I'm guessing. I know it's a huge need everywhere, but I have a friend here who is a foster parent. Well, we only have a few minutes left, and there's not a whole lot more to say, but I am really glad you guys are all here. And we should be able to put out a lot more videos soon with the garden, with planting the garden, with harvesting from the garden. I'm hopefully doing some videos where I prepare food directly from the garden. Do you have comfrey for the food forest? What's that mean? A bucking. Maybe it's a typo, or maybe it's a word. I just don't know.
No idea.
We don't have comfrey yet, so that's like I swear that's a trend.
Comfrey?
Yeah.
Everyone seems to talk about
Everybody's
it.
talking about comfrey right now.
Everyone
loves comfrey. And I know comfrey's not a trending thing. I know it's been awesome forever, but lately, I swear everyone's talking about it. So yeah, Josh, that's kind of my understanding is that it's like predominantly perennials, but then you go in and you plant annuals throughout. But your focus is really on getting those perennials established. At least that's what we're gonna do. I mean, our food forest is definitely going to be predominantly perennials. And then we might plant things like annual herbs or annual flowers or annual vegetables and fruits. But Not a whole lot. What's coming up right now, Josh?
Comfrey?
It's coming up right now. Balking 4 and balking 14. One for livestock, one for garden. What is it?
Still
What's
don't
balking?
know what that is. You're barking up the wrong tree, Brenda.
Wow, 50 kids with foster care. That's a lot of different kids that came through. I imagine that was really wonderful, but also emotionally a lot. Comfrey is what it has a really deep root, so it takes up the nutrients that other plants cannot absorb. Chickens are barking.
Bok, 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 bok.
Bok?
Bet. Bok.
Balking 4 and balking 14. What?
Can somebody chime in?
I know, I'm so lost. Yeah, Lanice's life. So comfrey is used as a ground cover. It's used to feed livestock, I believe. I believe it's really good for livestock. And it's really good for absorbing nutrients deep in the soil that other things can't absorb. No clue what balking is. I don't know either. I'm gonna have to Google it. Balking 14. Balking is a village in England where a guy did a bunch of research. These were his two favorite types. That's so interesting. Oh yeah, and the other great thing about comfrey is you can just like chop and drop. So when it starts to dry off each year and it dies off, the plant starts to die off and the leaves start to die off. Just chop them off and drop them, and then it feeds the ground. So funny, you guys. Yes.
We try.
Rose, you know what balking is? You would. But Rose is an encyclopedia, guys. I told this to Chris last night. I was like, Rose is an encyclopedia. And then I was on Facebook and she said something and I was like, yep, there she goes, the encyclopedia. There she is again. And then today, she knows what balking 14 is. Of course she does. Rose, you've got so much knowledge in there. I love it. You're always answering things. I'm like, if I have a question, I'm just going to talk to Rose. She'll know. Finally set up the computer. Gotcha. Okay. Started around 6:30 on Tuesday. As of today, I've improved. I'm glad to hear that. Do they have any recommendations for you for going forward? Balking 14 is a type of comfrey. That makes so much sense. I didn't get that.
I got to that point very slowly.
There are other nutrient miners. I mean, like, okay, so if I think about something like a wild carrot.
Guys, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
There, right there. Look at that. There's a cat on our screen.
There's a cat on our screen.
Dog trying to jump and get the cat. We're not happy about this normally, but I figure it's entertaining for you guys, so we'll just let it happen right now.
Can you get off the screen, Piper? Piper! Piper! Oh gosh.
No, Teddy's gonna take her off the screen. Teddy! Goodness.
Oh goodness. I've had that before about Ashley. Pleurisy. I've had it before. I think normally I get it in the winter after having like a cough or something. I haven't had it in a little while. It's been like a couple of years, but I have had it before. And I can understand why it would be really scary, especially when you haven't experienced it before. And I'm a total hypochondriac, so. Yeah, so my question for ecocentric. So if you think about like a wild carrot or a regular carrot or artichoke might be a nutrient miner because it sends out a really deep taproot. So wouldn't that bring up lots of nutrients from way down deep? Also, yeah, I don't know.
Probably should just ask Rose.
Rose. Doc. We have Doc. We have wild Doc. And
are you guys messing with me now? We got Bach. We got
Doc. I just found it. No, so the other day I posted on Instagram. I was like, anybody know what this weed is? And people were like, it's Doc. And they're like, it's really good to eat. It's like spinach. Rose, is Doc good to eat? Should we eat it or should I leave it? Or should I just cut off the leaves and just sprinkle them over the garden. I think we have a lot of wild dock here. We have a lot of wild things. Rose, I need you to come visit and just help me identify all the things. And I need you to come forage in the yard with me and help me find mushrooms and help me determine if we have wild garlic or if we have wild onion. And I have so many things. Rose, paging homesteader Rose. Yes. Doc and Bach and what?
This nonsense behind
Oh,
us.
Teddy's trying to get in the room.
The two of them are.
Teddy, oh, no, he's
You
done.
can't see Kelly's nose.
I bet you have Papa. No. Oh, question for you, Rose. Oh, come on. Actually, I don't really have a question because I read the
You don't?
instructions
Oh.
about Papa. We
Let's
got our
try. Might
Papa
have
seeds
some
in the
tips.
mail. Any specific tips? I was just planning on following the instructions, and it says it will take about 3 weeks to sprout.
How long was that? Was that 2 months that I ordered those or asked for those?
Wasn't it early March? The 1st of March?
Yeah, I think that was it.
All
All because of Rose.
Deep-rooted ones break through hard pan. I like that especially. I don't understand that. Deep-rooted ones break through.
Keep wet and refrigerated.
Well, it said that it was ready. It said that it had already been
Yeah,
cold stratified.
Yeah.
So that I could just go ahead and plant it. Dock is a weed here. Better to grow that in my food and forest that. Yeah, I guess so. After sowing, it takes forever. So like 3 weeks maybe, Rose? That's what it says. They like shade. Yeah, so actually I have an area of our food forest that gets a lot of moisture. Because I know that they like to grow around around ponds and things like that. So it gets a lot of moisture and it gets partial shade. So it's not like a lot of shade, but it's some partial shade. So that's my plan, is to plant them there. And I'm also planning on buying some young trees in the fall if I can get a hold of some, because I do not want to wait 5 to 8 years for Pawpaw fruit because it sounds so amazing.
Brenda says Pawpaw.
Bach, bach, cha, cha, cha. Pawpaw. Yeah, what's the cha cha though? Pa cha. Chamomile. Let's talk about chamomile. They are slow growers. Do you have a pawpaw tree, Josh? Or are you starting a pawpaw seeds? What?
Are you starting a pawpaw?
Are you starting a pawpaw?
Are you a pawpaw?
Did you lock Junior away?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good song, Brenda. You should really take that somewhere for sure. Rose thinks it's good, and she's an encyclopedia, so. Okay, guys,
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger, Brenda. Finish the cliffhanger. We're waiting for Brenda, and then we're gonna head off. I want to sing the Jeopardy song.
Maybe she meant to say
Josh, that makes me so jealous, because that means you only have 2 to 5 years to go instead of 5 to 8 years. I read the instructions. I was like, we have to wait 5 to 8 years to get pawpaw fruit.
Did you start those yourself, Josh?
This all sounds fun to me. That's what you're going to say, that you've been teaching 3-year-olds. Oh, I didn't know that, Ecocentric Homestead. That's really cool. I'm obsessed with the idea of pawpaw. I'm kind of scared that it's not going to live up to my expectations, but I think it will. I think it really will. And I think I'm going to have to find a way to try one before we have the trees, because I can't wait 5 to 8 years.
We'll go visit Rose's mom.
Rose, let's all go visit your mom together. We'll meet you in Massachusetts. I want to try some of that frozen pawpaw and eat it like custard. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Oh, so pawpaw, looking up pawpaw is what got you into watching YouTube. That's really interesting. The rate they are growing, I still have 5 years till fruit. It's okay, Rose. We're going to head off anyway, so no worries. Good night, Chris. Thanks for being here. Interesting. Yes, it does say that they like to be about 6 feet tall before they produce fruit. So maybe you'll be waiting 5 to 8 years with us. Okay, well, I need to go visit your mom in Massachusetts. Can we meet there, Rose? Can we meet there?
Oh, no, she should come here. Maybe we can drive there.
You can stop in Massachusetts on your way up here.
And then bring the pawpaw.
Bring the pawpaw. Okay.
You pawn off some pawpaw on us.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Right? We don't have any any obligations next week, so we'll be here. And we
I don't think
might,
so.
I might either make this earlier or make this later. Live the dream. We will not make cheese from the goats because our goats are rescues, and yeah, we just don't eat cheese. So they're like, but I do like what Rose does, where the goats are with their moms all the time, and it's really sweet, and they get to have lots of mom time. But yeah, not our goats. They're rescued. We're not even allowed to, even if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Which we're really not interested in doing it. But yeah, it's easier just to say that we can't because they're rescues instead of going into the long story. So Teddy says goodbye, right, Ted? Right? And we'll see you guys next week.